Hello, friends. I'm Kenneth Reese, the founder, owner, operator of Watauga Online. And today I'm joined by a local woman that has created a new nonprofit organization that is locally based, and it is called Responder Wellness Coalition of the High Country. And they have several events planned for next week to bring awareness for the first responders. And we're going to talk more about that, but she's going to give us more information about the coalition and the program right now. So I welcome in the founder and director, Valerie Mailman. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
We are recording this on Monday, April 17th at about 10:15 in the morning. And I always like to tell our viewers that because you never know when someone's going to watch this. And we wanted to get the word out about all the events taking place next week. But first things first, tell us about the Responder Wellness Coalition of the High Country and how it came to be.
Well, the Responder Wellness Coalition is a new nonprofit here. We're based in Boone, but we are servicing all of Watauga, Ashe, and Avery counties. Our official mission is to eliminate the barriers for first responders of the High Country to access mental health care and wellness services.
Obviously, you're the founder. How did this come to be? Was there another program like this where you may have lived before, or you saw it on the internet, or how did it
No,
happen?
really, it's just as simple as having seen a need and filling it.
Well, hey, that's how all good ideas begin. Um, you went before the Watauga Board of Commissioners not long
Mhm.
ago uh, for them to get on board with this organization and what you're doing. Tell us about that meeting, how it came to be, and what happened.
Sure. So on March 7th, we went before the Watauga County Board of Commissioners and we asked for them to proclaim the first ever First Responder Wellness Week. The proclamation was adopted unanimously. And so we now have April 24th through April 30th, the first ever First Responder Wellness Week here in Watauga County.
And that's where you've got several events planned. Before we get
Mhm.
into those events specifically, because we'll go through each day and talk about them, um, I'm looking at your programs list on the website. By the way, their website is responderwellnesscoalition.org, all one word there. And of course, they're on Facebook too. You can search for Responder Wellness Coalition of the High Country. Talk a little bit about your programs and what all you are offering there.
Well, the programs for the coalition or specifically First Responder Wellness Week.
For the coalition first.
Okay. Well, what will be our largest program and require the most amount of funding is what we're calling Got Your Six. And with that program, we will be paying for all out of pocket expenses for first responders of the High Country to access mental health care and wellness services. So that's to include copays, deductibles, and for the hundreds of first responders that go without mental health care coverage whatsoever, the entire cost of services.
Do you, do you happen to know, not to put you on the spot, but how many first responders does Watauga have? Do you have a rough idea?
We don't. We know that there are several hundred, and obviously that number is constantly changing.
And I say for Watauga, now you also mentioned that this is services provided throughout the high country too. So,
Yes.
so it's not just for Watauga, but since we're here based in Boone, that's why I just gave that reference for Watauga.
Sure.
Um, if you, how do first responders go about being a part of your organization? Do
Well,
they reach out to the web or how?
so it's more of utilizing our services versus becoming a part of the organization. So in order to utilize the services specifically right now for the Got Your Six program, we want to emphasize that um, there's no qualification process that you have to go through to use these services. There's no identifying information that's exchanged. So it's as simple as if you already have a mental health care provider, you just let them know that you would like to take advantage now of the Responder Wellness Coalition program. If you have not yet, started, or if you do not have a current provider and you go and you start to obtain services, you just let them know when you do that you are a first responder in the high country and that you would like to take advantage again of the Responder Wellness Coalition's programs.
And
They
again,
contact us directly, and again, sorry,
oh no, go
they
ahead.
contact us directly, and again, there's no exchange of identifying information. We want to really emphasize that.
Yeah, and again, for our viewer, this is a brand new organization in the high country. So, um, part of what you are trying to do is get the word out and let first
Exactly.
responders know about these programs and services. Before we move into the events of next week, again, let the viewer know of the website, responderwellnesscoalition.org. And you can also search for them on Facebook. You got a lot of videos and pictures, and you're going to have a lot more stuff coming up because
Yeah, we're trying.
next week is going to be a busy one. April 24th through the 30th, First Responder Wellness Week. Let's talk about that and the events that you've got going on. This is open to any first responder, families, friends, supporters here in the high country. All right.
Yep. There are a few events that are specific to first responders, but what you just said was accurate for the most part. Yes.
Let's go through day by day real quick.
Okay.
You've got a first responder breakfast coming up on Monday morning, right?
Yeah, we're kicking off the week Monday morning, the 24th, and that'll be at Daniel Boone Inn. And that is one of the events that is specific to first responders. So any first responder is welcome to come down to Daniel Boone Inn for a sit-down breakfast there. That is being generously provided by the Daniel Boone Inn.
Do they need to RSVP for that or?
It's not necessary, but it is very much appreciated. The restaurant has expressed that they would like to be able to, best accommodate,
All right.
and to be able to do that, they'd like to know ahead of time how many people will be in
And
attendance.
and first responders could do that through the website,
Yeah, you can email us.
responderwellnesscoalition.org. It's on the
Mhm.
front page
Yeah.
of where you can go for the events. On Tuesday, you've got a golf match, golf tournament coming
No,
up.
it's not a tournament or a match. What it is again, generously provided by one of our local businesses. Mountaineer Golf Center and Driving Range has generously provided free golf all day to first responders. And that is a free bucket of balls there. If any first responder comes down, you do not need to RSVP for this event. Just show up during their business hours that day and get some free swings in.
And I'm glad you corrected me on that. You
Sure.
exactly right. That's a Mountaineer Golf Center and Driving Range. That's Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock. On
Yeah.
the 26th, which is Wednesday, donuts for first responders at Local Lion. Talk about that a
Mhm.
little bit.
Just stop by at any time during business hours again at Local Lion and get a free donut. So,
Hey,
and again, too, like what we want to emphasize with what we're doing for first responders for the week is it, this is about wellness as a whole, and this is not just about obtaining mental health care services in the way of sitting down with a therapist. We want to focus on all of the different facets of wellness and taking care of yourself. And so that's what we're looking at on Tuesday. Going out and golfing, it's
mhm.
an incredible way to reduce stress. Get outdoors, exercise. Those are great ways to take care of your mental health and wellness.
To bond and fellowship with
Exactly, which
with
is
folk
what the
with folks
breakfast
that
is
are in that
focused.
industry. Right.
Exactly, the focus on Monday's breakfast is community and fellowship.
A reminder that the donuts for first responders at Local Lion, and they are located on Blowing Rock Road. If you're new to the area and possibly have never been in their establishment, on Thursday, is that right? The 27th,
Mhm.
the Responder Wellness Coalition presents PTSD 911 at the Appalachian Theater. Talk to us about that event.
So this is a documentary film. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's events are actually fundraising events. And so those are open to the public. When we spoke about events specific to first responders, that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But for Thursday, Friday, and the weekends events, those are open to everyone. And we are encouraging and asking everyone to come and support what we're doing. Thursday's film at the Appalachian Theater has been produced by a documentary filmmaker out of Washington who put this film together to focus and bring attention to PTSD and first responders. And it aligned perfectly with what we're doing here. So we invited them to come to the High Country to do this, to screen their film. And so we are hosting them on Thursday at the Appalachian Theater.
And again, you can get more information on the website, responderwellnesscoalition.org. Also,
Yep.
check them out.
Something that's, oh, sorry.
Also, check them out on Facebook too. It's easier just to search for them on Facebook than for me to give you the long URL. So you wanted to add right there?
Yeah, I wanted to add that something we're doing special for first responders at that theater event on Thursday is there's going to be some really incredible giveaways for them that have been contributed by local businesses. And so any first responder that's in attendance that night, simply by getting a ticket and showing up to the event, if you are specifically a first responder of the High Country and you are in attendance at that event, you're automatically entered into a raffle of all these really, really incredible prizes that have been generously contributed by local businesses. And that information is all of our Facebook page as well.
Excellent. And then what a weekend on tap for Friday, the 28th. The Responder Wellness Coalition Concert for the Cause in remembrance of Logan Fox and Chris Ward. Of course, they were the two Watauga County Sheriff's deputies tragically killed now 2 years ago on April 28th. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And that's why that date is specifically for this in remembrance of them. I need to add, you got a concert. Adam Church is going to be performing there. Talk to us about that event.
Sure. This will be our biggest event of the week. And because of the day that it is, what is our most special day, and
so
to be the most impactful day of the week.
And it's going to be held at Appalachian Ski Mountain. Kicks
It
off
is.
at 8 o'clock. Of course, you can get there a little earlier.
Well, the gates open at 7, so it is on Friday. Gates open at 7. It is at App Ski Mountain. Adam Church and the full Adam Church band will be performing that night. We have several local food trucks and breweries that are participating in the evening, and as part of that evening as well, there will be a candlelight vigil for Logan and Chris.
Following the concert or before?
It'll be during the night after dark.
Okay. And again, that's Friday, April 28th at App Ski Mountain. Again, go to the website, responderwellnesscoalition.org, and look them up on Facebook, because that is going to be a big event for sure, for several different reasons. I mean, obviously remembering Logan and Chris, but it's also a time to bring everybody together too. And maybe in some regards, even be a celebration of their life too.
That's what we're hoping for. We are hoping for that, for a space for everyone, like you just said, everyone to come together to celebrate their lives and to do it together in a really beautiful way.
On Saturday, Barrels for the Badge. And you are partnering up with the High Country Rodeo Association, correct?
Yep, that's correct. That's correct.
All right, tell us about that. Boy, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. It'll just be a fun day. Like, again, you said, we are partnering with the High Country Rodeo Association. They are generously hosting this event for us. It's going to be a great time with, there's going to be just basically calling, I think, a cowboy cookout. All first responders eat free at that event. And for others, it'll be $10 a plate.
And again, that's on Saturday, April 29th at 5 o'clock. And to round out what is going to be a very busy week for you and your organization, but boy, what a great time it's going to be to be able to fellowship across all these different platforms. Yeah. You've got CrossFit with Responders on Sunday, April 30th at 1 o'clock.
Yep. And it is just as simple as that. CrossFit Postal has a community class that they do on Sundays that's open to the public. And so we're basically just asking the community to come out and first responders to come out and exercise. Because again, another really important part of wellness is exercise. It's incredibly helpful for mental health, and stress reduction. So we're asking everyone again to come together, supporting our first responders and doing it with fellowship.
And CrossFit Postal is behind the post office in Boone?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, I thought so. So there you go. There's a recap of all the events for respond. Now, tell me the official First Responder Wellness Week.
Yep.
And again, these events are open and available to any first responder across the high country. Check out the website, responderwellnesscoalition.org. Search for them on Facebook. And again, this is a new organization created by Valerie that is trying to get the word out to first responders about these services and programs that they can provide. Anything you'd like to leave us with on a closing thought today?
I would just one thing, if you don't mind.
Sure.
The concert on Friday. It is a ticketed event, and we are asking everyone to go on out and get their tickets for this. But I'd like to emphasize that it's a donate what you want event. And so you can pay nothing to get your ticket. So you simply just go to the website and reserve your tickets by putting in a $0 amount. We do not want anyone limited by the cost of a ticket. Our goal here is to get as many people there as possible to come together as a community. And we do not want affordability to be a factor in limiting people's access to that event.
Very good. We'll do hopefully another video interview here after everything's done. We'll find out how the success went. And I'd like to keep up on your programs that you're offering and help you continue to try to get the word out as we move forward,
We'd love that.
even after next week.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, that's great. Well, Valerie, I appreciate your time today. We actually talked on the phone one day last week, and just your enthusiasm came out over the phone. And I told you, I said, I would love to do a video interview with you because I could just feel your passion for it and your knowledge for it. And so it's been great to have you with us today.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me.
That's Valerie Mailman, the director. Let me get your official title here. Director and founder of Responder Wellness Coalition of the High Country. And again, go check out all the many events that they will be having next week. Again, we're recording this on Monday, April the 17th at around 10:30 in the morning. So you got plenty of time to make plans to attend as many of these events as you can next week. Again, thank you, the viewer, for your time. I'm Kenneth Reese, the founder, owner, operator of WataugaOnline.com. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Kenneth.